What if I told you that words written thousands of years ago by prophets, scribes, and ancient messengers are beginning to unfold right before our eyes? These old writings, called prophecies, were not just poetic thoughts or hopeful dreams. They were bold predictions, believed to be messages from a divine source, God Himself. And many of them spoke of a future that seemed distant, even impossible. But what if that future is now? In today's video, we're going to explore 7 ancient prophecies that are deeply connected to the world we live in today. Some were written in the pages of the Bible. Others were whispered in sacred texts or passed down through generations. They spoke of things like the rise of powerful global systems, wars shaking the nations, the return of a once-lost nation, and even a great increase in knowledge across the earth. You don't need to be religious or a Bible scholar to follow along. This is for anyone who has ever wondered, is there more to history than just random events? Are we living in times that were already seen long ago? As we go through each prophecy, you'll see just how eerily close some of these predictions are to what's happening in the headlines today. Let's begin this journey into the past to uncover what it might be saying about our present and our future. Long ago, the idea that the whole world could watch the same event at the same time was unthinkable. In ancient times, messages traveled by foot, by horse, or by ship. It could take weeks, sometimes months, for news to reach another city or country. But in the book of Revelation, written nearly 2,000 years ago, there's a strange prophecy in chapter 11, verses 9 to 10. It talks about 2 witnesses being killed, and people from every tribe, language, and nation, watching their bodies lying in the street. All the world sees this event together and even celebrates it. At the time this was written, such a thing was impossible. People didn't have radios, televisions, or even newspapers. How could the entire world witness something happening in one single place? Fast forward to today. With satellite TV, social media, and smartphones in nearly every hand, the entire world can see the same event at the same time, live. Think of major news events, presidential elections, disasters, or even the death of public figures. Within seconds, the news spreads across the globe. Live streams are watched by millions, even billions. This prophecy, once mysterious and unrealistic, now makes perfect sense. The technology of today makes the words of ancient times come alive, right before our eyes. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 6 and 7, Jesus gave a chilling warning. He said, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." He spoke of these signs as part of the beginning of the end. Throughout history, there have always been wars, but in today's world, the number of conflicts and the scale of those conflicts has reached a new level. Just think about it. Russia and Ukraine. Ongoing tensions in the Middle East. Tensions rising in Asia between powerful nations. But it's not just about physical war. Jesus said rumors of war, the fear and threat of war, would spread too. And that's what we see today. Countries spend billions on weapons, armies, and defense systems. Nations threaten each other with nuclear weapons. Even cyber attacks, wars fought through computer networks, have become more common and dangerous. In ancient times, war was brutal but local. Now, it's global. A conflict in one nation can send shockwaves through the entire world, affecting oil prices, economies, and even the safety of people living thousands of miles away. Jesus' prophecy wasn't just about swords and shields. It spoke of a future where war would become a worldwide fear, just like what we're seeing today. In the book of Daniel chapter 2 and in Revelation 13, the Bible speaks of powerful empires rising. These prophecies mention a future where kingdoms will merge, creating a system that rules over the world. Revelation 13 even speaks of a beast that has power over every tribe, people, language, and nation. For centuries, this seemed impossible. How could one system control the entire world? But now, in the 21st century, we see something forming that looks very close. We have global organizations like the United Nations, which influence politics across the world. We have the World Economic Forum, where leaders and billionaires gather to talk about shaping the future. Digital IDs are being tested in many countries. There's even talk of a central global banking system and digital currencies. Terms like global reset, new world order, and international cooperation are no longer conspiracy theories. They are discussed openly by world leaders and economists. During major crises, like the COVID-19 pandemic, the idea of a united global system became more popular and accepted. Could these systems be the early steps of what ancient prophecy warned about? Are we seeing the birth of a one-world structure that was once only a vision? It may not be complete yet, but the foundation is clearly being laid. And the words of Daniel and John in Revelation are starting to echo louder in our time. Perhaps one of the most stunning fulfillments of prophecy in modern times is the rebirth of Israel. In Ezekiel 37, the prophet sees a vision of dry bones coming back to life. God tells him these bones represent the nation of Israel, scattered and lifeless. But then, something miraculous happens. The bones gather, flesh appears, and breath enters them. God promises to bring his people back to their own land. Isaiah 66:8 asks a powerful question. Can a country be born in a day? Can a nation be brought forth all at once? For nearly 2,000 years, Israel did not exist as a nation. The Jewish people were scattered all over the world. But on May 14, 1948, something incredible happened. The modern nation of Israel was officially born in a single day, just as Isaiah described. Since then, millions of Jews have returned to their homeland from countries all around the world. The land that was once dry and empty is now full of life, cities, and innovation. But the prophecy didn't stop with Israel's return. Ezekiel warned that troubles would continue. And today, we see constant tension around Jerusalem, a city holy to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Terror attacks, rocket fire, and peace talks are part of daily life. Israel is a small country, but it often makes world headlines. Why? Because this land and this people are at the heart of ancient prophecies that are still unfolding. In Luke 21:11, Jesus gave another warning. He said there would be great earthquakes, famines, and pestilences, strange diseases, before the end comes. To the people listening back then, it probably sounded terrifying, but also a bit far off. Now, fast forward to today. Every week it seems like the news is filled with natural disasters. Massive earthquakes shaking cities and taking lives. Sudden floods wiping out entire communities. Droughts turning farmland into dust. Fires that burn for weeks and destroy everything in their path. Then there are the pestilences. Just like Jesus said, we've lived through a global pandemic where one disease spread across nearly every country. Millions died. The whole world was brought to a standstill. Flights were canceled. Streets were empty. Fear was everywhere. We also hear about famines, especially in parts of Africa and Asia, where crops are failing and food is scarce. Some of these problems are caused by climate change, others by war or poverty. But the result is the same: suffering, hunger, and chaos. Jesus' words are starting to feel more like headlines than ancient scripture. And while the world looks for answers, many are beginning to wonder, are these disasters just random? Or are they warnings, just like the Bible said? In Daniel 12:4, the angel told the prophet Daniel something amazing. He said, "Seal up the words of the scroll until the time of the end. Many will run to and fro, and knowledge will increase." For thousands of years, human life didn't change much. People walked or rode animals. They wrote with ink and paper. They lit their homes with fire. But in just the last 100 years, everything changed. We went from horse carts to airplanes, from handwritten letters to video calls, from libraries to the internet. Now anyone can pull out a phone and search billions of facts in seconds. Think about AI, machines that can think, write, speak, and even create art. Robots are performing surgeries. Scientists are editing genes. We've sent spacecraft beyond the solar system. We're even talking about colonizing Mars. We're living in a time where knowledge is growing faster than we can keep up. New inventions pop up every day. Children are learning to code. Computers can do things once only humans could. Daniel could never have imagined this, but his prophecy is happening right now. Knowledge has exploded, and the speed of change keeps increasing. Could this be another sign of the time we're living in? The Bible is clear that the final days won't just be marked by earthquakes or technology. There will also be a spiritual problem, a heart problem. In 2 Timothy 3:1-5, Paul writes, "In the last days, people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, proud, abusive, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy." The list goes on. He describes a world full of selfishness, arrogance, and rebellion. Look around today. What do we see? People are obsessed with themselves, how they look, how many likes they get, how many followers they have. Social media rewards pride, not humility. The idea of right and wrong is now called old-fashioned. Many chase pleasure over truth. Families are falling apart. Many children grow up without fathers. Parents and kids barely talk. People argue more than they listen. Truth is often twisted to fit personal desires. And just like in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, sin is no longer hidden. It's celebrated. The things that once brought shame now bring applause. People take pride in things the Bible warns against. We're not just drifting from God, we're sprinting away. This prophecy warns us not just about the world outside, but also the condition of our own hearts. It's a call to wake up before it's too late. So what do we make of all this? Earthquakes, wars, technology, moral confusion. These things aren't just in the Bible. They're in our daily news feed. Whether you believe in prophecy or not, it's hard to deny the striking similarities between ancient writings and our modern world. Some will say it's all coincidence. Others will say it's just fear-mongering. But what if it's true? What if these warnings were given, not to scare us, but to prepare us? Maybe we're not just watching the world change. Maybe we're living in a time that prophets saw long ago. A time of decision, a time of awakening. Now, more than ever, we must open our eyes and pay attention, not just to what's happening around us, but to what's happening within us. So now, I ask you, which prophecy shocked you the most? Was it the global communication that Revelation described? The wars Jesus warned about? The moral fall Paul saw coming? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We have more powerful stories and prophecies coming your way.